Hello, you're watching Business Live. Our top story today, global economic jitters fuel the worldwide sell-off. We've been looking at the damage that is being influenced on the mining industry and, of course, as a result, job losses, cuts to investment and the industry facing a very tough time.
And let's stay on the subject, actually, because we've looked at the global picture in terms of commodity prices and the impact that has on mining companies. But it's not all bad news, because the African commodities giant Cominco is making money from mining phosphates, which is used in fertilizer.
Yeah, it's in demand from the agricultural industry because at the moment it can be mined in mainly the US, Africa and the Middle East, but with supplies in America dwindling and the Middle East frequently rocked by political tensions and security issues, Africa is the main focus for the firm.
Well, let's introduce you to Roderick Smith. He's chief executive of Cominco that operates in the Republic of the Congo, which neighbours the Democratic Republic of Congo. And it's important we get that bit of geography right, isn't it? Roderick, welcome to the programme. Thanks for coming in. Now, the viewers will quickly establish that you're actually from Australia. And this particular company has been around for 6 years and it's specific to what you're doing in that part of Africa. But your history is mining in Australia, isn't it?
Yes, I've built 5 mines in Australia and saw that the opportunities in Africa were much bigger and greater. So
just tell us about how you got to this point where you are now, because I understand you were given a map and
yes.
From that map you kind of figured out there might be this massive phosphate opportunity in this part of Africa, and talk us through it.
Well, I was shown a little hand-drawn map 6 years ago that had a couple of dots on it where phosphate was known to occur. And I thought, if this is one large deposit connected under soil cover, it could be 50 kilometres long. It could be the world's largest deposit. Now, the chances of that being the case are fairly slim, I suppose, but it turns out to be true. We have, in fact, used some amazing technology, built big relational databases using this Pitney Bowes software, GIS software, and able to very quickly and cost-effectively prove up the largest deposit of phosphate in the world.
So, in a 6-year period,
yes,
since getting that hand-drawn map, you've invested something like $50 million
yes.
already, and
yes.
now you're at the point where you can actually start digging up the stuff?
Yes, that 50 million, it sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but for what we've got for it, it's been very cost effective because we've done so much high-tech work. And I think this is the key for modern exploration and mine development now. It's big science. And we've used this Pitney Bowes software to pull together satellite data, remote sensing, we've flown aerial surveys, we've done immense amount of work, which culminated in very precise geolocation, enabling us to target the hole so specifically that the first drill hole we drilled hit payable ore. We've now drilled 900 holes and got the biggest deposit in the world.
Just talk me through the technology that is changing the way that you do it. I mean, we look at pictures and we tend to think of these huge mines with big
yes.
mining machinery. That's changing and you're able to be a bit
yes.
more clever about how you do it. Just talk me through how
it has to be. So a long time ago, minerals occurred on the surface. The easily found stuff has been exploited decades ago. These days, there's very few new discoveries of minerals, really, because they're now concealed by soil cover. So you need to narrow the search using technology. And somebody used the analogy, if you try to find a worm under the Lord's field by sticking a knitting needle in the ground, hoping it to come up covered in blood, you could spend a lifetime and never find a worm, right? So we use this remote sensing, we use Icarus, Spot, Landsat imagery to map structures, look for geological structures. When we find them, we fly radiometric, aeromag, gravity surveys. All these geophysical means can narrow the search down. So by the time you come to do the very expensive groundwork, you already know what you're looking for.
So you know it's there,
yes.
You've got the investment, you're a private company getting on with this, but you have
yes.
to work with the government, don't you? And you're going to create
yes.
a Cominco village, because you're going to hire 1,000 people from the region, some of whom have never had jobs.
That's correct, yes. In this area there are no real jobs at all. It's quite agrarian. And we've employed hundreds of people already and trained them up to high-level jobs. These people will be operators and laboratory technicians. So 1,000 jobs at the high end is very important to the country.
Immediately viewers, though, will assume you've got to bribe local government, you've got to do all sorts of wheeling and dealing to make this happen.
No, you know, we've never even had an embarrassing request. They've been fantastic. And I think in Africa they know that with the legislation you have in the UK, bribery of foreign officials is just something that can't be done. You just don't even go there. So we've never been asked.
All right. Well, that's really fascinating. Roderick, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to see you.